victory, I commemorate the conqueror, Alparslan, with great appreciation. May this victory be auspicious for our country and also for our nation. In our civilization, Ahlat is defined as the dome of Islam, with its one river on its shore and Nemrut mountain on its west and Süphan mountains on its east and side. Ahlat has been a host to Selçukyan graveyards, and with many of its beautiful sites, the location of Ahlat is one of the cornerstones of the bridge that we have constructed from the past to the future. As the barbarianism reached to the peak in Europe, the Crusades, although seemingly religious, sought for looting back then, and as a result of those crusades, many people migrated from these lands. But even during those times, Ahlat has been at the forefront of its region with its beauties. Dear youngsters, for many centuries, Ahlat has been the guardian of the door opened by Alparslan in Manzikert, in Malazgirt. From Hazreti Omar to Alparslan, this city has been inherited to us. Unfortunately, just like Malazgirt, this place has been forgotten for quite some time. And we are once again rebuilding Ahlat province in line with its history and historical value. Dear youngsters, one office and one branch of our presidential complex is also constructed here. As a result, we are also embracing the heritage bestowed to us by our civilization. We are not only embracing the heritage of our ancestors via the Archers Foundation, we are also revitalizing a tradition which will be delegated from one generation to other. As I see that our youngsters are embracing Malazgirt and Ahlat, as a result, our trust for the strong Turkey and our hope for the 2053 vision is on the rise again. Dear brothers and sisters, of course, there are the ones who are questioning why we are investing in those steppes, and they don't want to understand why we are investing in those rural areas. So, those people have the history of a couple of centuries in the geography that they are living in. So in order to make their presence much more meaningful, they are trying to rebuild their history from scratch. But we know that they really appreciate our history and our civilization. Dear youngsters, when the issue is Turkey, when the issue is Anatolia and the Turkish people, and when the issue and the matter is Islam, they are opting for a sarcastic and despising attitude. Although we are suspicious with their belongings to this nation, we will continue to explain one by one why we are doing all those investments and what we are doing. Because as the president, our responsibility is quite high, and the codes of the civilization to which we are the inheritance require us to act as such. Ahlat and Malazgirt, with its past, with its today, and with its future, will be an integral part of Turkey, of course. Ahlat and Malazgirt is the registration of the Anatolian lands as our eternal homelands. Ahlat and Malazgirt is the name of our will to revitalize our nation, our homeland. Ahlat and Malazgirt is the stamp of our revival, which gives trust to our allies but fear to our enemies. Ahlat and Malazgirt is a symbol which will remind us the value of our homeland. Our ancestors run from one fight to another, and this glorious history is defined by the poet as such. You start fighting with praying, and as you march ahead, you are citing Allahu Akbar. And when you are fighting chest to chest, the imams and of the army will cite from the Quran, and from there on we will remember the glorious history of the faithful soldiers. Thanks to God, our soldiers, our gendarmeries, and our police officers and our woodsmen and the village guards are fighting with the same level of bravery and the same level of fight, just like the glorious army in the Better War. With prayings, with the Conquest Surah, we are marching for a sacred cause, and in such a sacred cause, do we really and sincerely believe that the glory will be inevitable? Of course, everyone shouldn't necessarily believe in, because it will not be the job of everyone to believe in. But we have the heroes who didn't abstain from shedding their bloods for the sake of this homeland, and no one has the right of insulting them. So no one should be at unease of Allahu Akbars and also the prayings, because the root of all those prayings, it doesn't matter from which ethnicities you are coming, it is really important and meaningful for every citizens and every individuals living in our homeland, because those prayings are the spiritual shield of the fight that we have fought for this homeland. As Sultan Alparslan marched to glory, he didn't march to glory with only the Seljukians, but cast a light which enlightened the future of the Seljukian Turks, the Armenians, and also the Greeks in those lands. The blood will be the floor today, and the shining horseshoes and will be the lightnings today. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate and the most merciful, as the poet says. Dear brothers and sisters, as Fatih conquered the Istanbul, together with the Muslims and non-Muslims, he took the honor of every individuals in Istanbul under warranty. So as the poet says, the broken watches will go on working. March ahead, lions. We will be preparing for the conquest. March ahead. Why are you fighting with yourself? You are at the age of Fatih, as he conquered Istanbul, as the poet says. As we have won the independence war and founded our republic, we have also protected the honor, pride, and the property of everyone to be trampled below the feet of the colonialist enthusiasts. Let's remember those words from our independence march. I have always lived independent. I will tear apart the mountains and went beyond. And in order to make our country one of the most strongest ones in the world, we are fighting for our democracy and economic development. And this fight is for all our allies and all our citizens. Without a doubt, the most concrete example of our fight is the 15th of July glory. The takbir will be on our lips and the flag was on their hands, and we have seen many brave men, and this soil embraced those soldiers, and we have seen that the martyrs murdered the death. So in order to guarantee the life and the peace and the prosperity of each one of our citizens, we have crushed and smashed many terrorist organizations. We smashed them in Judi, in Gabar, in Tendürek, in Bester River. We smashed all those terrorist organizations, and we will continue to do so. Our fight against terrorism will continue. And Erdoğan, one of our soldiers, has a poem for it. We have the cold rifles on our hands as we march towards the mountains. We have greeted by the martyrs as the old soldiers. So we will continue to work for increasing the living standards and the life quality of each one of our citizens, and that's why we have created many masterpieces and services which will be remembered centuries long. For the last 20 years, with all the services, with all the masterpieces that we have constructed, we have presented all of those services to our citizens, and we have realized all of those services and masterpieces with this understanding. Dear brothers and sisters, we are working in order to make sure that each one of our citizens can look to the future with trust. That's why we are expanding our vision every passing day. 10 years ago, we have defined our vision as 2023. Today, we are working for 2053 vision. Tomorrow, we will start working for our 2071 vision, and that's how we will continue to our road. Dear brothers and sisters, of course, from the development to security, from diplomacy to economy, our fight didn't come to an end, and it will never come to an end. I want you to know this. As you know, and as it is known very well, yesterday was the 6th anniversary of our Euphrates Shield cross-border operation. That's why, by taking this opportunity once again, I would like to remember all our martyrs and our veterans, our heroic soldiers, and I would like to extend my gratitude and appreciation to each one of them. Still, inside and outside of our borders, we have many soldiers who are fighting bravely, and I would like to wish our soldiers and our security forces success in their duties, and I pray to my God to save all our soldiers. In a depth of 30 kilometers, we are going to fight until our southern borders are safe and secure. That is what I would like to announce once again from here to the whole world. They are the ones who carry out cross-border operations anytime and anywhere they want, but they are criticizing us by pinpointing us. So we are aware of their hypocrisies, but we are not taking into consideration their hypocrisies. In line with our security priorities and according to our plans, we will continue to carry out and execute all those cross-border operations. As we have always repeated, all of a sudden we can come at night time and we can carry out those cross-border operations anywhere we want. We are not eyeing on the territories and the unities or territorial integrity of anyone. We are working and fighting only for the peace and safety and security of us and our allies and our friends. No country, no nation whose history is shadowed with the massacres and mass murders have the right to speak against Turkey. With the methodologies they have been opting for the last 200 years, they have realized that they are not able to use those methodologies to prevent Turkey from developing. They are opting for new, heinous methodologies in order to derail Turkey from its path. But no matter what they do, they will not accomplish. Do not say destiny. There is a destiny above the destiny. It doesn't matter what they do. There will be the ultimate decision coming from above. It doesn't matter whether the day comes to a night, at night an architect will correct things. If I'm wrong, new things will be built from my ashes. So with our nation, with our people, hopefully we will build the fortresses from our ashes, and we are determined to come to glory in our fight. We will only be submitting ourselves to our God, our Creator. Other than our Creator, there are no one who can lead us to oppression or destruction. There is no such force which can destroy us. Either we will become the strong Turkey. There is no other road forward for Turkey and the Turkish nation. May God help us all. Tomorrow, where we will be doing our Friday prayers in Malazgirt, we will do our Friday prayers. Arif Nihat Asyalı says in his words, 54,000 people altogether. We will be doing our Friday prayers in Malazgirt with all our enthusiasm and our excitement, together with the People's Alliance. Hopefully, we will be building and reviving our future as we march forward. As I greet you all once again with love and respect and with all those feelings. And once again, I would like to thank our youngsters, especially who really increased our joy on the margin of 951st anniversary of Malazgirt victory. Thank you very much. May you all stay healthy and safe.
Bizim davamız bağımsız, güçlü, Türk sevdasıdır. Sen yürü, biz sen oluruz. Sen yürü, Cumhurbaşkanım, ardından yürüsün, ardından asırlar, çağlar yürüsün. köyden korkunsun beni de. Namertler, alçaklar kalsın geride. Elinde sancaklar, sen ellerinde. Sen yürü Cumhurbaşkanım. Ardından yürüsün. Ardından asırlar, çağlar yürüsün. Karşıdan zorlu izi. Bir kulu seferimizi. Ey masum duy sesimizi. Sen yürü Cumhurbaşkanım. Ardından yürüsün. Ardından asırlar, çağlar yürüsün. Ömrünü ülkesine bilen lider, kahraman milletimizin yürekli lideri, Anadolu'nun evladı, Cumhurbaşkanımız Recep Tayyip Erdoğan.